Hey everyone, welcome. Season 9, episode 14. The Will
Hi.
Reads. Hi.
It's just fun to interrupt him sometimes. Hi. Anyway, how's everybody?
Accidentally muted myself. I'm back. It's funny when I'm trying to click buttons and do things. All right.
You keep muting yourself.
I know. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay. I was moving around stuff and I kept on like hitting the cord. And when I hit the cord, it unplugs it. Then it automatically mutes me when I do that. So
Yeah,
hold on one second.
go for it. Welcome to the Will Reads, where we quite often have technical errors of some sort, but
It's just
this is no big deal.
Exactly. All right. Announcements. Sorry about that. Let's see. What do we got announcements for? Christmas is coming up. So next Tuesday we will not be doing an episode. Chris will be traveling. Ian's not here tonight, obviously. He has the kids and it's a school night and something else or other. He has all the kids. So because he has all the kids, he will not be on. Something about COVID going around or something. I don't know. He said he wants me to add in comments at one point. He said he might try to drop in, but I'm not holding my breath.
Yeah,
So it is what it is. We'll move on without him because we're trying to finish this book before the end of the year, and it is what it is. Next week, Chris is traveling, so next week we'll be doing at some point, not on Tuesday, but at some point, we still have to work with Ian, the live reaction to the end of the book. That will be for patrons only, and then the following week, the day after Christmas, Boxing Day. If you celebrate that in different parts of the world, we will be recording the final of Winter's Heart.
the final.
Yeah. If all goes to plan and there's no major hiccups, it is the holidays. I can't promise anything. That's the plan as of now.
I will tell you, I will most definitely be available because my wife is staying with her parents for an extra night, and that's an hour drive. So I'm not driving an hour to get home or to go to work Tuesday morning and then driving an hour back darn, let me restart. I'm not driving an hour to go to work and then an hour to go back to their house just to sleep, to drive an hour to come back to work. I'm not doing that. So
Cool.
I'll be here.
Sounds good. I'm opening a new bottle of whiskey.
It's Elijah Craig too.
It's Elijah Proof Barrel Proof. It's the good stuff.
You made me want to go get some.
Yeah, barrel proof. Can't see it on here. It's 124 proof alcohol.
Damn. I heard that he was giving me that for Christmas, what was left when I got there, which was gonna be nothing. So
no, I still have more left. I got like 3 bottles in the other room of delicious whiskey.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm drinking.
Y'all didn't know we're all fans of bourbon.
Yeah. If you hadn't caught that in the last couple of years, as we talked about it nonstop. Delicious.
We'll wait to see how long he realizes. There we go.
Stop hitting that cord. Okay. Stop hitting the cord.
I'll get you some new headphones.
No, it's just so the cord I used to use before I got my computer set up was like a little short cord, and it was great, and it wasn't at all, but it wasn't long enough to reach down to my computer. So I had to like jerry rig another, like get an old janky cord. I just need to buy a new cord.
Yeah,
that's all it is. It has nothing to do with anything else. It's literally the plug-in cord that goes.
If we could get one more patron to up their patron level, he can afford a cord.
I can afford a cord right now. It's just I don't want to. I'm lazy, and it's still working for the time being. As long as I don't touch it or look at it funny. All right.
Is that what she said?
Yes.
I know my wife says that about me all the time. He still works.
Yeah. Let me just drink my drink. Personal life. What's new? I started gaming with my new computer, which is fun. Ian convinced me to download Fortnite, which I've never played Fortnite before because I always thought it was for kids, but Ian's really into it. And it was really funny because I downloaded it. I played without him just like the lighting controls because I didn't want to embarrass myself. And the first game I played, I got second place out of 100. The second game I played, I got first place out of 100, and then I was like, Ian, I'm ready to play. And like he joins in, and I told him, he was like, yeah, it's probably just because it's new and you're putting with other new players. But when you come with me, you're going to be playing with players that are my rank. And like we start playing, and then the first thing he's like, and then you got to get shield. I was like, what shield? He's like, wait, you're telling me you got first and second? You didn't even know what shields were? I was like, no idea, man. I'm just shooting people. So me and Ian played. We got 2 first place back to back.
Oh wow.
And he's like, says I'm officially on a squad, whatever that means. But I don't have time really to play Fortnite that much. So I'll just kind of every once in a while join in and wreck shit and then leave. That's the plan at least.
Right.
But apparently I'm goodish. But I mean, I'm playing against him on PlayStation. I'm on a PC, so it's not really fair.
Yeah.
My frame rate is extremely high.
Yeah. Glenn Levitt is great too. Founders, yes. I love alcohol, which is not good. So personal life, like a little bit of personal life. We actually did like a DNA thing a few weeks back and got the results.
What are you?
For that. So, wow, I did that one a long time ago. I'm 56%, or 54% white and 46% black.
Okay.
And it's all like Eastern European, moved over to Virginia, West Virginia, and literally that's like from 1400 all the way to today. It's like a migration from Europe to Virginia, West Virginia, and that was it. Like no, not much movement at all. But then the father's side, whoever he may be, is like from the Congo area, his heritage, Congo to Beni Togo, and then here. But we did an actual like genetic breakdown to see what like our DNA says. And so like I have issues with detoxification level 2. So like alcohol, not a good thing for me, which I process, like I get the energy out of it, but I can't get the junk out. So then I feel phenomenal for a long time, and then I feel like absolute shit no matter what I drink. It's worse when I do things like beer, but then I have like the genetic disposition for celiac, which I also am allergic to: wheat, corn, soy, sesame, all the things that
maybe just drink more.
Yeah, tolerance is a real thing. Like, I can either trigger this gene and then really destroy myself, or I trigger it and build a tolerance. But it was just interesting. Like I didn't learn as much about myself as I thought I would, because it was stuff I'd already figured out through trial and error.
Okay.
And because I'm a little bit of a bio geek in some extent. But we learned a lot about Chanel, which was really cool. So
cool. Yeah, we did one. My brother did one. I've never done one myself. My brother did one. So unless he's not my brother, I'm pretty sure it's the same.
Could be.
Could be. I maybe should try to see if it is my brother. No. So I know what his is. So I guess that's what I am. Which is like 50% Irish. Not really surprised there. I thought it was more German. What?
I was gonna say no. That doesn't surprise me at all with the amount of drinking you're able to tolerate.
Yeah, 50% Irish, and then like 35% Eastern European Jew.
That's German.
Yeah, well, it's German. Yeah, but then like true like non-Jewish German, so not Hasidic Jew. Is German is like 10%, and then
there's a little bit of stirring of the pot there,
and then the other 5% is just like a random mix with a little bit of Northern Africa in there too. Like, I mean, just all the small percentages there, and like the blah of stuff, like Italian, Spaniard, Moroccan. Like, I'm like, okay, I'm just
that makes sense.
Just a mesh pesh.
So
I knew my grandmother was from her family's from Latvia, and they were Jewish, so that didn't surprise me. I just didn't know it was that high of percentage.
Yeah.
So that was maybe about 25%. So that means it's not just my grandmother.
Well, and that's his. So yours might be lower. So like for me and my brother, my brother actually has like 15% German, and I've only got 3. It makes sense. He's got the nice beard and the,
cool.
He's taller than I am. He's, leaner and a little bit more endurance, more, endurance warrior like, which is kind of that build. And then I've got more of that European, so I'm good for short spurts.
Yeah, and I knew my mom's side was Irish just because they're Irish to the core. I mean, they still own family and they own land in Ireland. Like Her
Oh,
mom's
yeah.
other family. Yeah, they still have land there. Like not just like I bought a plot to become a lord type thing. Like they actually have like a castle and have a land.
Yeah.
Like real land. Not like I bought my little square foot on that little website or
Mhm.
whatever.
You're like, I can go and claim a castle. What about you?
Yeah, well, I can't, but my uncle can. And his son can. But
Well, if they die, well, I don't want to wish that,
they
but
don't go to his son.
I mean,
William the Fifth.
they could go too. He could go too.
And
Like we could make this
his
happen.
son, William the Sixth. It's like the sixth.
Wow.
Yeah. They haven't done much name changing in many generations.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
hey, at least then you know. Like, what are you gonna name your child?
William.
I'm number 4. What do you think?
Yeah, he's my cousin's number 5, so it's like
Yeah.
I guess his son's number 6. So I guess
The next one's not gonna be 7.
I
Not
know.
at all.
Well, no, probably not, because I mean his son he married a girl that lives in China,
Oh.
and she still lives in China because her parents are like really high up in the party.
Oh, okay.
You know, the communist,
Yeah.
the only party. So
Yeah.
she still lives in China with her parents, and he's a kept father in New York City. Owns a he lives, I guess, in Brooklyn. Has a nice little flat in Brooklyn, and he's a stay-at-home dad because his
Yeah.
parents, his mom, his wife's parents pay for everything. So
That's awesome.
cool. So I don't know if Weiwei, my little nephew, my cousin's son,
Yeah.
who's William the Sixth. I don't know if he's gonna keep
Name
the
is Child William.
they call him Weiwei. He's
That's funny because he's half Asian.
well, I think when they do that because when he goes back to China to visit family, it's like, here's William. They're like, that's not William. So anyway, yeah. So fun times. Anyways, you ready to jump into these 3 chapters? Because there's we have a couple things to talk about tonight. Got a
We
few things
do.
to talk about.
Just
Yeah.
pre-warning, like over the weekend, got a sinus infection, tested twice, not COVID, happy enough. But
Ooh.
so I'm gonna pause every now and then and cough and hack. So it just
Okay.
is what it is. Like
I
right
might
now.
take a strong sip of whiskey and cough and hack every few minutes too. So
That
so
works.
all right. So the next day, it's Mad Oliver, Lopin, and Niram. I love that there's Lopin in this book because if you've read Stormlight, I keep on wanting to read it. It's the Lopin. No spoilers for Stormlight, but there's a Lopin in Stormlight as well. Niram, and they're gathering together with Matt and all the belongings. The plan is that Lopin and Niram will take Oliver out the refuse gate near the Tarson Palace and go to the Wandering Woman to meet there.
Are you sure that's the plan?
That's
Repeat
what the
it
plan is
again.
right now, as of right now, in the beginning of the chapter. Now there's plenty of shit.
Repeat it again. That way I know you know it by heart.
I'm reading my notes. Lopin and Niram take Oliver out the refuse gates to the rear of the Tarson Palace to the Wandering Woman to get Matt's gold and the
You're
rest
good.
of Matt's garments. What?
I'm only making you do it because Matt made what's his name do it so many times. So I just want to make sure you
Yeah.
memorize. You know it by heart.
Let's see. Metwin, Fergan, and Gorian will meet with the horses, and we'll take Oliver through the Dal Era gate at mid-afternoon to an abandoned stable and wait for Matt and the others.
Yeah.
And then if Matt is not there by sunrise, they will leave and find tall mayonnaise
All mayonnaise.
and the rest of the band.
He's like, we know we won't do it in a 24 hours, but they'll be safe for 2 or 3 days. Then they'll go get some help. He's like,
yeah,
my people are good. I've got a solid plan. Like Matt.
He's worried about breaking the news to Oliver. He's like, man, they're gonna take you away from your big bosomed woman that he's in love with, and Oliver's like, okay, as long as you play snakes and foxes with me, I'm good. And he's like, fine. Like I don't want.
Well, it was more. It was just as much like, well, she's getting married. And Matt's like, yeah. He's like, would you want me to be learning to read from your wife? Matt's like, huh? He's like, think about it, Matt. Would you really want me, Oliver, to be learning to read from your wife? And Matt's like, you know what? I don't know. I really don't know. Oliver is a pimp player. Like he gets the award this book.
Yeah, definitely. And then Matt turns to To Beslin? Yelled some cats.
Well, yeah, like he's always harassing his sister. Like he had all the
Yeah.
opportunity to get into his bed, and he chose not to. And now she took the bed, so now he wants it. He's a jerk
Okay.
sometimes. But
Yeah,
anyway,
that happens. So then
Yeah.
Matt turns to Beslin. It's like, all right, here's your part of the plan. You remember how you said you want to be a wild card? Well, guess what? Be the wild card. Go ahead and light some shit on fire. Have fun. He's like, I didn't really want to do it that way. It seems kind of brash. And he's like,
that's not honorable. Like I'm not going to get any glory from that.
and
he's
Matt's
like-
like, I don't care. Light some shit on fire. Make sure you're seen. He's like, fine.
He's like, but make sure you're not seen there. You're seen somewhere else
Yeah.
drunken.
Right.
Yeah, because I don't
But
want you.
he doesn't want it being leaked back to the queen in any kind of way.
Yeah,
So,
which is so funny. So Matt has literally been, I mean, used the R word, "ard," by this woman multiple times,
mhm.
and all control taken away from him. But then he's so concerned about making sure she doesn't get tied to it all.
Stockholm syndrome is a real thing, man.
Dude, I was just like, here's your chance.
Yeah.
Let her get tied to it. But hey,
Oh,
he's not vindictive.
Well, we get to that later about the tying, but
He is a better person than me, by the way, because we'll get there.
yeah, we'll get there. We'll get there. Yeah, provide some. Beslin will provide some distraction. And Beslin's like, I could do something more magnificent than that, and he's like, nah, just light some fires, dude. You're good. Like, yeah, the servants notice that they're moving to the stables and everything like that, and Matt wants to be seen. He wants everybody to know he's planning on leaving. So he's not being like sneaky about this. Like he's being sneaky about the other part of the plan for, of course, getting the Damane and everything out, but not this part.
Correct.
Yeah. So we fast forward. Matt sits and waits for the time to draw near, and as the time passes, he's kind of planning through everything, and this is when Aegidian, I think, comes in.
Yeah, roughly. Like he's
Yeah.
sitting back, chilling, thinking, listening to the clock tick back and forth. He's like, all right, we're almost time. Sticks his head out in the rain, enjoys it a little bit, and he's like, yes, this is gonna work to our advantage.
Yeah.
Like nobody's gonna see us. This is so dope. I'm super excited. Do you see this fucker? Excuse my language. This cat has learned how to open doors. And so now he goes around and he like is trying to open every door.
My cat does the same thing.
I'm like, dude, I'll let you out. I don't want you to be here with me either. You get on my nerves. Like he loves me so much, but he wants to be away from me. Give me 2 seconds.
Okay. You do your thing. Let your cats out.
I'm gonna do that. Come on.
Let them breathe. That's what she said. Kind of.
He is going crazy.
By the way, you guys think that's a cat? Chris is so big, it's actually a tiger. It just looks like a house cat. When Chris goes and picks it up and throws it on his shoulder, it's not a cat, not a cat at all. So now that he's back, I'm not going to tell him what I said. But
yeah, it's okay.
I was saying you're such a giant that I was letting in the secret that you don't actually have cats. Those are actually tigers. And they just look like cats on you.
That works.
Full-grown tigers, just throw them on your shoulder and carry them out. Makes sense to me. So finally Aegidian shows up and she immediately starts talking to Matt like, looks like you've already been out in the rain.
Well, and that was like not expected, right? Like she wasn't supposed to be there. He was waiting on others. And then you get 4 mysterious characters ride up in dark cloaks. It's like, what do I do? Like at this moment I had a little bit of panic for him, but at the same time I was like, he's ta'veren. He's clearly gonna get out of this. Like,
right.
So I was like, something good is gonna come of this, and of course, it kind of did. I mean, it's her and nobody else. So
right. Well, no, it's a few other people too. I mean, she had brought more people with her because she said, I need an entourage because otherwise it looks suspicious if I'm walking by myself. But if I'm walking the streets with the entire entourage, it's just me walking through the streets. Yeah.
And she's like, well, I mean, you already had other people that you didn't tell me about. So like, she's very intuitive, very smart. So she definitely.
And she brought the two Soldom, which Matt's like, is this safe? Like, because he doesn't know these seldom. He doesn't know that they're the ones that have been collared before and are scared about their secret getting out and things like that.
Correct.
So he thinks it's just two random Soldum, which he's like, this throws a huge problem. Like,
Yeah.
and that's what he's thinking. Like, he's like, how loyal is this? Like, this is just not gonna be good.
I'm more worried about the one of the two that they're trying to rescue because she seems like
Mhm.
highly anxious and anticipatory. So I'm like,
Yeah.
what did she get herself into, or what is she about to get them into, or is she going to be a spy and end up causing issues in a book or two? That's where
Mhm.
my mind instantly raced to.
Right.
Anyway,
Yeah. And it ends with, again, basically say, I'm making some changes to your plan, and Matt adapting right away, saying, fine, that's fine. I plan on making some changes to my plan anyway. So, yeah.
Mm.
And that's how we end this chapter. It's kind of a short one. The next one's a short one too, but there's a lot that happens in the next chapter. So.
Yeah, all these were so like they were action packed chapters. They really drew me in. Like it's been a while, and I hate to be this honest, but I will be. It has been
Go
a
for it.
while since the book like completely sucked me in, and I like
Mhm.
had to listen.
Yeah.
And then when you and Ian were like, these are great chapters, like I'm excited. I was like, I've heard that before. But then I cut it on. I was like, oh,
Oh,
like some real stuff is going down. Finally, yes. And
finally.
then next thing I know, I listened to the chapters. I was like, oh, I got 2 hours before we record tonight. Let me watch some One Piece. Like,
Nice. You watching live action or the?
yeah, we're circling back around to the live action for some
Okay.
so many things came up in between that
Gotcha.
we kind of forgot about it. And I was like, let's go back to live action. So
Yeah.
here we
My
are.
my brother's really into One Piece.
Oh, I love it. I do.
So
I am at that point where Crunchyroll no longer has the sub stuff, so I have to start reading it.
okay.
And so now I actually have to like sit and pay attention. And I
Yeah.
haven't done that yet. So
Gotcha.
I'd
Okay.
rather learn Japanese before read it for whatever reason. Like Mitchville used to offer it. And
Yeah.
then by the time I was old enough to go,
I
they
remember
took it away.
when my brother was in like elementary school, they had Pokemon Gang for Game Boy. Like
Mhm.
the old ones,
Oh yeah.
and they came out with different colors, but they were the exact same game, just a
Mhm.
couple of different. So the plot line was exactly the same, but they had different Pokemon in them.
Correct. Mhm.
So you could, if you memorize the entire game, you could still play it. So he had memorized the entire game in English because he played it so many times. And like a
Mhm.
new limited edition Japanese only version came out, and he got his hands on it, and he was still able to beat the game, not be able to read Japanese because
Yeah.
he had played the game so much he just knew.
I was in that camp.
Okay, cool.
So
Yeah, that was him.
my brother had yellow version. I had green because green was my favorite color. My brother actually had red and yellow. I had
Ooh,
green, so he had
okay,
two because he had
gotcha.
the Pikachu Special Edition Game Boy.
Mhm.
I now have it in my possession. He doesn't know that, but
Snap. Yeah.
mhm.
I mean, I used to have one of the old Game Boys, like the really giant, clunky ones, where the Tetris is the only thing that worked on it.
The gray one, yeah,
Yeah, I had that
that
one.
was my Game Boy for years, and now I have a Game Boy Color sitting in my. It's actually in the
Yeah,
side table back there with my Yu-Gi-Oh cards.
gotcha. Cool.
Hmm.
All right. So, chapter 31. What the Elfin said.
Oh, oh yes,
Yeah, what they said. So, Matt and Aginan are heading to the kettles with Seta and Rena, looking for the Aes Sedai Damane. They're there. They move up to the top floor of the palace. He lets Aginan and the others move off. As he
Well,
does
he's like, I got a small errand to run. Just got a little thing to do over
something I do
here.
over here. Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
And he goes to visit his sea folk people, which he's still a little skeptical about. And he enters her room, and I know he's met with her a few times, but still, like, has she turned? Is she trustworthy?
All I know is Aginan's hilarious. She's like, if you wreck my, and he's like, just remember who made this plan. And she's like, really? Are you really think you're still like Matt is still trying to have some semblance of control here, but at the end of the day, it doesn't work that way, Matt. Like you're done for. You don't have control anymore. So, but I mean, he did get to go, and he did get up there. He gets in there with the sea folk, and he creeps along her bed, and he hushes her up real quick, and he asks her a question like, if I were to let you go, what would you do?
Yeah. And then he actually quotes something like he says, "I need you to wait a few hours, not sea folk hours, real hours." And she's like, "Who are you? Where you know about the sea folk traditions?" He's like, he thinks he doesn't say it out loud. He thinks in his head is like, "That wasn't from my life. That was from another life, but I know
Yeah.
about it." So
He's like, I remember the Afion Mir judging the passage of hours within minutes.
Mhm.
That fellow had not been him, but the memory was his now. Passage on the can't say that anymore. Anyway, a vessel from one place to the other, and a bright-eyed sea folk woman who swept him when she refuses to follow him ashore. And she's
Mhm.
like, "Who are you?"
yeah,
He's like, "I'm Matt Coffin."
I'm not a coffin. And they spin their hand, do a little like best friends forever handshake. And then he removes the Adam and then makes her try it a bunch of times to make sure she can do it to go free the rest of the captives.
And he was at least fair. He said, "I know you can tell the passage of time because you are who you are. Give me as close to 3 hours as possible. Like, I know you're not going to give me 3,
Right.
but give me as close to 3 as you can. Give me 2.25."
Yeah.
In his mind, he's like, "I'll be out of the city in an hour and 30. So this is I'm A-okay with this."
Yeah. So then he leaves the room and he walks right into a very tense situation. Because the Der Sodom, which is the head of the Sodoms, is there confronting Egenon and the other Sodoms.
Yeah.
And Matt, her back's to Matt. So Matt's just like, I can do it. I can take her out right now. Just knock her out. We can hide the body. And then Egenon, I think, sees him and just like,
Yeah.
and
She
what
gives
we're
him-
doing. Yeah.
She gives him a look. And then she's like, "I have the right to take any of them. I can do as I please. I was given that honor." And
Yeah.
she's like, "But this one's not ready. Like, this one, you definitely don't want this one. There are plenty of other downstairs."
I told you I want this one. This is the one I want.
So she did a good job. She was a great distraction. This is where Matt's luck, if you want to call it that, is really playing out well for the moment. I'm just gonna, for the moment, the luck is playing out well.
So he turns around without being noticed and sneaks back out. He's like, "Well, I guess I'll just continue with my plan." So I'm going back to the palace to get my last bit of things there. And he walks into Tyland's room, and all the braziers are on, the fire's lit, and he turns around and sees her.
It's about to go down. That was my thought, at least. I was like, "Oh, is he gonna like? What is he? He's gonna lose this fight." Like that was the first thing that entered my mind. He is messed up. Like there's absolutely no way he's getting out of this.
He's like, "Oh, Tyland,
I didn't expect
so
you
I
here
thought
so
you were going to be."
soon.
This reminds you, like when you get caught. I mean, obviously, this is a horrible relationship. I'm not comparing this relationship between child and parent, but it reminds me of getting caught when you think your parents are out of town and like they come home early and you just like walk in like, "Hi, I thought you were going to be gone for another 2 days."
You're sitting back in your boxers playing video games on the couch, pizza in one hand.
Let me go make a few phone calls real fast. Party's off, guys. Party's off. Good times. Anyway, so yeah, she turns and says, "Well, I figured this was coming one day." And he's taken back by this. You know, she's like, "Yeah, I figured one day you'd leave," but
She's like,
she pulls him in, kisses him. "This is to remember me," and then slaps the shit out of him and says, "This is for trying to leave me without telling."
there's a little bit more. She's like, Suroth learned that an army had vanished in Murundi.
Sure.
So that's an important piece of information, one way or the other. Like an army went just straight up vanished. So like, where is this army? Where did it go? Who was the army? Like, wasn't this one of the Friends' armies or something? I don't even know. So then we have that.
Yeah.
And then letting her words trail off, she's like, the trouble with having a pet fox. So now she's gone from Piggy and Birdie and everything, and now he's a fox, which I think is funny since when he didn't have issues with foxes and snakes already in his life.
Yeah.
So I'm excited, like that keeps being brought back up in relation to him, and that's when she sees him and kisses him, and she's like, "That is to show you how much I will miss you," which I was like, really? And then, like you said, the smack is just like, trying to sneak away while I was gone. She's
Mhm.
like, undo my buttons, pretty little fox. We arrived so late, I decided not to wake my maids, but these fingernails won't would make the buttons impossible. One
Yeah.
last night together, and tomorrow I will send you on your way. And he's like, no.
Yeah. That's a good question, Zil. Have you seen any armies vanish?
Well, I mean, we've seen large groups literally walk through holes.
Mm.
That can be assumed to be a large army.
Yeah.
So that's kind of where my mind went. Was we literally had large groups of people go from one spot to the next.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
I don't quite know where. I don't remember the names of places, so I'm probably
Burundi is where
missing-
Lugard is. So this would be, they are in, where are they right now? This is in Evidar. So this would be northwest. Burundi's northwest of them.
Okay.
Kind of near the White Cloaks are.
So
I'm not sure. Also,
Well,
I know there's so
yeah.
many groups everywhere right now, but yeah.
Well, we know White Cloaks are being controlled by Dark Friends. So how many of them are? Well, I hate to think they would travel, but the whatchamacallit's group would definitely travel. The White Cloak of
The Shanshan
the
have dark friends. They all have dark friends. What do you mean?
Yeah.
Just there.
I'm saying this. What's his name? I can't remember. The White Cloak. Really a dark friend,
Jackim.
Yeah, that's being
Demand to
controlled
control
by. Yeah.
Yeah.
So maybe it's his army. Who knows?
Yeah, who knows?
We'll learn in 2 books.
Sure. And he tells her the plan. He's like, listen, I can't wait till tomorrow. I have Aes Sedai in the attics that I'm getting out of here. We're leaving tonight. And I'm sorry I ran into you. I was hoping you would be here because I didn't want you to get, caught up in the mist.
But come with me.
And come with me. And she's like, no, I'm not gonna come. You're pretty. That's not how this works. And she's like, but then you'll be blamed if you knew I left. And she's like, no, you're gonna tie me up. And I'm going to be mad tomorrow once they find me. And yeah, that's how we're going
And
to
this is that point where I'm like, Matt, you're a good guy. And you're better than me.
Yeah. She
She just handed you literally the opportunity to be cruel. I mean, she did.
Yeah.
Your knot's not tight enough. Do this, this, and this.
Mm-hmm.
Like she took pleasure, which kind of says something about her. Now that I'm
Mhm.
thinking about it from a different perspective, I'm like, she got kinks. But anyway, she's like, tie it tighter, harder. I can still feel my fingers. That works.
It's kind of weird doing that for Thailand, though. I don't like. I
Yeah,
felt dirty hitting that button, but
But-
the way you're saying it, nah.
But that's how I heard it. And so I was like, wait a second. She literally gave him like the opportunity to get some real life payback, though. I think she was hoping for it.
Yeah,
There's some little dark sadistic part of her that was like, I'm going to give him full control and see what he does with it. And she took pleasure in
Yeah.
the fact that he literally did nothing but do what she said.
yeah.
And then he felt like, damn, I'm going to miss her. That's the part that I was
it's
like, ooh,
gross. Yeah, that's gross.
So
It's gross. Anyway, so yeah, we lost Chris's camera, and Chris. Oh, there he is. He's
no,
back.
I just didn't want you to see me
Okay.
on my nose and all that good stuff.
Gotcha. So after he ties her up, stuffs her on the bed a little bit to make it look like he tried to stuff her on the bed, ties her to the bed so she can't crawl to anyone for help, gags her, all that great stuff. He goes to leave, and as he's walking back to meet up with everyone else, runs into
You really were going to leave, huh, Toy? Now he's Toy, which I think is hilarious.
Yeah.
I mean, he was her Thailand's toy for forever, so maybe that's
Yeah.
just how she sees her. And then she goes like full on attack mode. I can't let you leave. Watch! She starts karate chopping and
Yeah, he goes to try
eye
to capture her. She like smacks things, the spear away, his spear, and is really like putting up a fight against him. Like she's obviously trained, and he's taken back because she's a little tiny thing too.
yeah,
She's small, but
she's moving fast, and he's like, "Dang, gone it! I didn't think this is going to be a real issue." So
yeah. And then she's just about to kick him again, and all of a sudden, hands reach around and grab her and lift her up, and it's Noel. And Matt's like, "Why the hell are you here?" It's like, "Yeah, I heard you were leaving. I don't want to be here tomorrow if you leave because I kind of know what your plan is. And yeah, I'm not gonna be here. And that's like, okay, good point. I wouldn't want to be here either. like, like the fact that I'm associated with you is not gonna be good
Yeah,
tomorrow.
nah. And I was like, dude, like I've offered you a bed. That's just the same as me dying.
Yeah,
Like, I'm part of your crew, whether you like it or not.
yeah, and so he holds two on, and they tie her up. You know,
He's like,
and
I just learned some new tricks. Let
I
me
do
show
some tricks,
you. He's
yeah.
so happy.
Yeah, and while they have her tied up, Julian arrives, and starts talking about escaping. There, it's kind of like these comedy scenes. Like everybody comes in, and is like,
Yeah.
"Who's the random chick?" Like, I don't know. We got her tied up, and like the other person comes in, like, "Who's the random girl?" Like, I don't know. It just keeps it going on, and then finally, Guinan and the Suldam come in, and literally they're like,
their knees.
they drop to their knees and start bowing, and like he's like, "What the hell is going on?"
Now you got to think about it. He really didn't really grasp who she was, even though she's like wearing all these jewels and she's the most beautiful woman, and like he's just completely into her. And he got a little bit of vindication getting to leave Thailand, so his mind was already like on cloud nine, not really thinking straight. Like, this is going better than planned. We're about to be out of here. I'm super excited.
Yeah.
And then this.
Yeah, and the Guinan's like immediately like it's just in shock, and Matt's is like, yeah, we'll just knock her out. He's like, oh, you can't touch the daughter of the nine moons. Like, if you touch her, that's death by slow torture. He's like, and Matt immediately like goes into like this fog. Like, what'd you just say? What'd you just call her?
She's like, the daughter of the nine moons. He's like, they always tell the truth.
Yeah,
I've died once already. I'm about to give away half the fortune or something like that.
He just turns and goes, man,
that's my wife.
That's my wife. And everybody gasps like, and he's like, oh, really? Like, dude,
now I'm wondering if there is like some ceremony in their culture where a woman gets trapped and tied up. Like, you kidnap her, and by kidnapping her, you claim her. And by saying that's my wife, you claimed her. Like, I don't know, like they're what culture, you're the history major. There is a culture where like that was part of the ceremonies, where the groom had to go like take his wife away in the night.
In Polish, no, well, it's similar. So in Polish wedding ceremony, that is a thing where the groomsmen, not the groom, but the groomsmen will kidnap the bride at some point during the reception and take the bride away. And then usually the groom will gather the rest of the wedding party, and they'll all go out trying to find her and get her back. So it's this weird tradition, and they all get drunk and do it. It's really just a drunkenness thing that they do. It's a fun little tradition. I've never been to a wedding where they do it. I knew friends that are Polish that have done it at weddings, but yeah, it's a tradition.
Oh, they do it in Romania too.
Okay, Romania, yeah,
that's where
I've been to a gypsy in a Romanian wedding, but it was not that.
Yeah, and apparently they do.
People stole the silverware during that wedding, but that was they're gypsies. I mean, literally, it was gypsies, like gypsy folk. They came over from Romania, and they were like related to gypsies, and
my brother worked with them, the ones in Newport.
Yeah, and we went to their wedding, and they brought out some old like family heirloom, like gold-plated silverware, like silver and gold-plated silverware, like really old hand down, and some of the really expensive family heirlooms went missing, and everybody was freaking out because someone at the bridal party stole it. So like at the end of the night, they're like searching everyone. I'm like, I didn't steal any of your forks and knives. But like it was like this big hoopla, and everybody's freaking out because it's been passed down for generations, and someone stole something. I don't know. It was kind of crazy. It made for a crazy night because everybody's like freaking out about sports knives. But I get it. But anyway, so. Yeah, and Matt was like, well, my intention was just to leave in the stables, but I mean, that's my freaking wife. So
I'm going to take her now.
So we're taking her because she's my wife, and I can't leave my wifey behind.
Yeah, and her maid there that came to her rescue, she's like, you know what? You're not going to hurt her, so I'm not going to kill you. That was the part, like this plump little woman. Yeah, Matt, I'm not going to kill you this time. I was like, man, I want to see her in action.
Yeah, and you notice too on actually.
Smile. That's the part that's so again, here we have Matt getting a little bit of vindictive opportunity and not taking it. We have her calling him toy, beating the crap out of him. Now she's tied up. And the minute he says, "That's my wife," she just grins huge.
Mhm.
Like, I feel also like that is part of a thank you, honey. Ooh. Part of some type of hold on one second.
It's part of something. You can still hear us. Otherwise, I'd say ask chat what y'all think about this. But don't say anything, guys. But yeah, this is a pretty awesome scene. It's just as when I thought about doing this chapter live for our live recording, just because I thought Ian would like this. So maybe while Chris on mute, I'll talk about. Ian did call me and tell me his thoughts about all this.
Yeah, go ahead and talk about that.
Yeah, so Ian did call me, and he didn't have quite the theories that you had, but he definitely pointed out the fact that she smiled, and he was very much like, "What's all that about?"
Because that is what she's been waiting on before she can claim her throne.
Mhm.
She needed to be kidnapped by a worthy man so that they could go and rule together.
Okay, yeah, interesting.
That's what I'm thinking. I'm sticking with it.
So, what do you think about Matt taking the daughter of the Nine Moons now with? He's taking the whole city with him at this point.
That's my thought too. I was like, dude, you're running away with half the city. More importantly, you are running away with the daughter of the freaking Nine Moons.
Right. I mean, if you take a few demone, they might send a small guard after you for running away.
The daughter of the Nine Moons, like they're gonna come after you. And they're not gonna do anything to him. They're gonna catch up. She's gonna take that veil off. Be like, "That's my husband." Bow down, and boom, done.
Yeah. What about Matt's reaction to Tuan smile? That's a good one.
I love his reaction. The ship cold. Right, he's like, she knows something. What does she know that I don't know? Matt, you were always lost. You were always in the dark. Women are always more. They know more than we do. It's just inherent. Just live with it.
Yeah. Yep. And I love how Noel asks, like, can we just leave a solution in the hayloft instead? But yeah, obviously they're gonna take both, Solution and Tuan. Yeah, along with everyone else.
Yeah, might as well.
Yeah. So interesting.
Here's a real question. Will they actually get away? And I think they will. Just because he decided to take her, he's got to get away.
Okay. Interesting. Okay.
This is going to change what's happening with the Shanshin. Because now they're going to go and they're going to be redirected from trying to take over as much of the new land as possible to we got to find the daughter of the Nine Moons.
Yeah.
Yep. I think it'll inevitably help Rand's plan because it's going to offer a distraction that he needs for them.
Yeah.
Because we know that they haven't really stopped. And we're getting to that. So I'll stop and let you continue.
Well, since you brought Rand up, I'll move to chapter 32. A portion of wisdom. Just a tiny bit. So here Rand's at an inn called the Golden Wheel. He's showing drawings to a serving man. The man thinks he recognizes one of the men in the drawing. You know, he's kind of looking for. Is he looking for Ashman inside the city?
Yeah, he's still trying to find the ones that he hadn't yet.
Right. Yeah. So he's also hearing various rumors as he's in there, you know, about the Dragon Reborn, how he was crowned the King of Ilion, but he hasn't been there much, and blah blah, and all this other stuff. And Rand's just sitting there. I mean, no one realizes it's him just sitting in while they're on top, which is great. I
mean, he's got gloves on. He's wearing a riding cloak. He's sitting in the corner. He's avoiding. That would have been suspicious as hell to me.
Yeah.
If I was any one of those other people in the inn. But then again, this is an inn where people come to trade information, get coin, have a little drink, and leave. So he's not abnormal here. So
Good point.
And then the guy was like, yeah, I've seen him. Go sit over there and order a drink so my mistress doesn't get upset, and you can keep an eye out for him.
Yeah.
I thought he was going to get poisoned at this point. I'm like, for all the dumb shit Rand's been through, might as well add poison to the mix.
Yeah, and as he's sitting there waiting in the corner, Luz starts to come back in his head. Because Rand's also thinking about leaving the city for a little bit just so he can touch the source again.
Luz is like, yes, that would be phenomenal. I mean, so here's the thing. This is now becoming really conversational.
Mm-hmm.
And Luz is like, why is there a madman in my head?
Yeah.
Like, did you catch that? I know you read these books 5 times. Like, I caught that right away. I was like, why is there a madman in your head? First, I was like, is there another man in there that we don't know about? Is there a third person that's in there that just hadn't come to light for Rand yet? Or are you talking about Rand? I don't know yet, but I'm really talking about Rand, but still. I was like, that would be trippy if there was 3 of y'all in there.
Yeah.
There's you, there's Rand, and then there's the y'all. That would be crazy.
Yeah, Rand tries to suppress him, but then Luz comes back yelling, screaming, shouting in his head, causes Rand to spill his wine. He's like, shut up.
And crush the cup.
Yeah. And one man comes in, but it's not one of the ones that Rand's looking for. After all this, Rand decides just to go ahead and leave. So he heads back towards the inn he's actually stayed at. And Varen's there as well. They have a brief discussion in which Varen tells him that Seanchan have entered Ilion and that Min, Nynaeve, and Elvia are out riding with Cadsuane.
Well, it's interesting when she mentioned the fact that they had already been setting up multiple outposts and that they were creating items of war focused towards them, but hadn't overtaken them yet. He's like, they're setting up camp and really establishing, themselves in that land, which means next they'll be establishing economy and they'll be taking it over and living there. He's like, I failed. Yeah. I've been so far reserved from what I should be focused on. I've been distracted and I need to get back to it.
Right.
So when he hears about the girls riding with Cadsuane, he's like, rethinking things. Like, do you think Cadsuane would have a change of heart? Like, do you think she would be my advisor? Whatever she wants, it's hers.
Right. Yeah.
And Varen's like, I think you have the wrong opinion of her, son.
Yeah.
You just got to, start acting like you have some manners, which Rand was a good kid in the beginning. And all of a sudden, 8 books later, he's a jerk.
Yeah. Well, he's been through a lot.
I guess so, but you still have to be a jerk.
He was a jerk in book 2. Remember when he was pushing his friends away and being an ass? And he's always had a little chip on his shoulder and kind of an ass. But yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, that's book number 2. Great Hunt. He's ebbed and flowed. He's definitely Anyway, Rand tells Varen at this point to ask Cadsuane to be his advisor. He's like, I guess I'll concede to that. I wish she wouldn't, but whatever.
All the while you got Luz in the background. Oh, we're leaving? Yes.
Yeah.
You're asking her to help you. What were you thinking?
Yeah.
So Luz is a very happy camper.
Yep. Anything from all this before we move to the next scene where Rand goes to meet with Lan?
When Luz can actually use Rand's body, I fear for Cadsuane. It's coming. I don't care what anybody says. Luz is going to gain some control. He's going to be left-handed and Rand's going to be right. Something like that.
Okay. Interesting.
Kind of like, what's his name? I feel like the Slayer. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. The next scene, Rand runs into Lan. And Rand sits down with him over a cup of wine. Rand says, he plans on leaving Farmadi in the morning. And asks Lan if Nynaeve and the others were riding with Cadsuane. And Lan tells him that Nynaeve has forbidden him to tell. She told me I can't tell you anything. Wink, wink. Wink, wink.
That's God's code for reading between the lines. Because you're right.
I can't tell you that she's riding with Cadsuane, but if she was riding with Cadsuane, I wouldn't tell you. There's an itch in my eye.
And it would just so happen to be a rainy day where they would be riding together like idiots. But anyway.
Yep. So after this, Nynaeve and the others coming to the inn. Rand asks him, did you like your ride with Catwain? And has a little brief conversation there.
Oh, there was the dirty look at Lan. Like, oh, so you told him.
Mm-hmm.
And Rand's like, stop gawking at Lan. It's not his fault. Varen came to visit me. She told me.
Yeah. And after a brief discussion, Nynaeve tells Rand that Catwain had showed her two ter'angreal they had and what they do. So apparently they can go outside the city and they can pull saidar into these ter'angreal, and then they can have wells. They call them wells.
I got that part. Well, one of them allows her to sense sighting in saidar for up to 3 miles, and then pinpoint it. Which should be great if that was working right now, because the minute one of those got Ashaman leave, she can pinpoint where they are.
Right.
That's besides the point at the moment. But that well, can they tap into it while they're in a steading?
Interesting. Go on. What do you think?
I think they can.
Okay.
I don't think it'll last very long, but I think that's going to be a pivotal point, because I feel like something big's about to go down with Rand.
Okay.
And it's the end of the book.
Mm-hmm.
And we very quickly find out that Rand figures out where his last 2 victims are. And so I think it's going to take these wells and somebody like Catwain to use the wells, because it's also mentioned that she's got ter'angreal in her hair, weaved throughout her hair.
Mm-hmm.
So I can see her like having to save him from something. I think that's coming in the next chapter or 2. I don't know what. Because I think he gets jumped, honestly, but he's got all these people around him. So I'm like, how does that happen when he's got Lan at his side? He's got, 3 Aes Sedai women, but then again, they're just women. And don't take that the wrong way. They're just women right now. They're not warriors. So maybe, he gets jumped and they get defeated, but I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Purely a guess at the moment, but I know something serious is about to happen to Rand.
Yeah. Because as he's, I guess, about to ask Min to leave him, when the innkeeper comes up and hands Min a letter.
That innkeeper threw mad shade. She was like, Min, here you go. It's addressed to Rand. I know it is. Rand's like, what did I do? You got some woman coming looking after you? Are you supposed to be married? I'm married to 3 women. Like, I got women coming after me all the time. What are you talking about? But she's like, And Rand's like, who? It's from Varen. Like, she's a friend. And she's like, Sometimes it's the friends you got to look out for the most, especially when you got a pretty husband like that. She's like, in my mind, she's going to be black when they put her on the show. I'm sorry. They would do themselves a disservice if they don't pick a sassy black woman to play this innkeeper. Because this is the perfect scene for any one of the aunties in the neighborhood. Like, this is that tea that they would love. 100%.
Oh, man. Yeah, I had that. There was
an old Indian woman. Either one of those fit, or a Hispanic woman, chick, any of them. Like those, like,
yeah,
I could see it.
I was in a previous relationship. I had an ex that I was talking about a coworker I had, and I never described the coworker I had. I just said, I was talking to yada Jane the other day or something, and she started like, why are you always talking to Jane all the time? Jane was like close to 70-year-old black, like big black lady that was like, the auntie type that, I was talking to Jane because Jane was cool and had a lot of wisdom. All right.
Yeah.
Like she started getting all jealous and stuff. I'm like, this ain't what you think it is.
Then again, Jane might know how to put it down. Jane like, well, I could teach you a trick or 2.
That wasn't the case. But anyway, and Rand's like, it was Varen, so that's the other woman. That's coming asking.
Yeah.
So Min opens the letter and she reads it, and she doesn't tell Rand what it is, but Rand can sense through the bond. He's like, oh, This ain't good.
Mm-mm.
So he jumps up and grabs it from her before she can throw the fire. And Min's
It's
immediately
spidery handwriting.
Mm-hmm.
We know somebody that's spidery.
Yeah.
Her name won't come to my mind right now, but y'all know who I'm talking about.
Yeah. Spidery handwriting with no signature. It says, "I know who you are, and I wish you well. I also wish you gone from Farmatting. The Dragon Reborn leaves death and destruction where he sleeps. I know why you are here. You killed Rashid, and Kismet is also dead. Toval and Genwin are taking the top floor above the bootmaker named Zaram on Blue Carp Street, just above Alien Gate. Kill them and go. Leave Farmatting in peace."
This is our chosen one, right? The what's her name? Is this Brindle? Magadian, yeah. No.
That's the spider. I mean, that's what they call the spider. Yeah.
Yeah. It's her.
Okay.
She's hiding here because she can't get touched by the power here, so.
Okay. Interesting theory.
She's probably like right on the outskirts.
Okay.
Where she can quickly get back to where she wants to be to get the power.
Interesting.
That's my 2 cents right now.
So as that happens, the clock rings at the woman's clock in the woman's room rang at the hour, and hours of daylight remained before he had to meet with Cat Swain. And that's how we end the chapter.
And you got Min going, "Don't do anything stupid. Don't do anything stupid, Woolhead."
Yep.
And this is why I feel like he's about to get into some major trouble. And it's gonna be Cat Swain to come to the rescue. So I'm gonna go ahead and give her that right now.
Yeah, so we have 3 chapters left.
That's it.
That's it. So, favorite character.
Min was super happy about something the whole time she was away riding.
Uh-huh.
Does she know that what's her name is pregnant?
I would assume she would.
But Rand doesn't know.
I guess maybe that's I don't know. Maybe not. I don't know. It's a good question.
I just want to know why she's so happy. Maybe she's pregnant too. Maybe he has like 6 babies at one time. That would be crazy.
Yeah. There's a million kids.
All have twins.
Yeah, maybe
all the diapers. That's what the one power is really good for.
Yep.
Changing projectile vomit, cleaning projectile vomit,
diapers
in the air.
Yep. So, anything else we missed from these chapters?
No, that was it.
Who's your favorite character?
The daughter of the Nine Moons.
Nice, good one.
She's definitely using some kung fu. I thought for a minute, her does she
know who's pregnant? Elaine,
yeah, we know Elaine's pregnant. Like,
Elaine. Yeah, we've already talked about that in previous chapters. Yeah, but I don't know if Min knows that. But
that's what I'm saying. Like, maybe she found out during the ride.
Yeah,
and that's what she's happy about. I don't know. Maybe she felt something through the link. But I'm saying, like, I thought maybe the daughter of the Nine Moons is using like some kung fu and hitting pressure points, and Matt didn't realize it. I mean, his hip did completely give out. I saw him like collapse into the ground, and she was about to really work him over until Noel came up behind, and that guy worries me a little bit.
No,
I like Noel. So Noel's like my second favorite character of this these 3 chapters, because he just comes out of nowhere and he becomes like a boss instantly. Like,
oh yeah, Min told Elaine and the others that Elaine was pregnant. So yes, Min does know.
So I'm thinking maybe that's just what it comes down to. Really, is she's just still ecstatic over that, but could be something else. Could be that she already knew that Rand was gonna go ahead and concede, and maybe she saw a vision. I don't know. Maybe Cat Swain had that conversation. Like, don't worry, I'm gonna help him. Like, I'm giving him a hard time because he needs to be put back in his place, and he needs to realize that though he's a man, he's still a man child.
Yeah. And so go back to what you thought about Nola's.
I don't. So there's part of me that thinks that maybe this is Brigitte's other half.
Okay.
There's that part, but I'm like, how does that happen on the timeline? Like, I don't get it. And then there's
which book? When did we first see Noel?
I don't know. When do we first see Null?
You'll notice on a reread if you ever do.
Oh, wait, when will I notice it?
On a reread if you look very closely.
I mean, we do see him earlier in this book, right? Maybe.
You see him early in this book. Yeah, of course, Matt meets with him and everything like that. We also saw him in the Path of Daggers at the horse track race, I believe, when
Oh.
the old man in the street that's outside
Yeah,
of
the
the Warport
beggar that was
does.
outside
Mhm.
chatting with Matt. That's Null.
We also see him in Fires of Heaven for a brief second, but I won't tell you where. I'll tell you later. So book 5, I think, is the first time. So the first time he's mentioned, I think, might be book 1. But anyway,
Really?
yeah, make you really start to just really mess with your mind. And that's all I'm going to tell you. So make you start just wrecking your brain.
I see that these are these moments where I'm like, maybe a re-listen, reread would be a good thing. And I'm like, what's the time for that?
You guys time for that.
I'm sitting here listening to words of radiance right now, and that's just God.
It's such a good.
That's what really has my attention 100%.
Yeah, it's such a good book from cover to cover. It's a great book.
Yeah.
Where are you in that? Without giving anything away.
Hold on a second.
don't mess with him like that. Why? It's fun. I'm a dark friend. You're telling me not to mess with him. This is why I started this.
I'm on chapter 33, so this is right after our main antagonist, female antagonist, decides that she is going to go shack up with one of the other High Lord princelings instead of going with Dalinar Kholin. So she's made it to the camp. She's broken the news.
Yep. Okay.
And
yeah. Here we are. Okay, cool.
If you're not reading this and you haven't read it, what are you waiting on?
You have to read the first. You have to read the.
Well, yeah, you got to read the first one first, but read it, people. Read it.
Yeah. Anyways, my favorite character, Tall Mayonnaise, for being an OG and waiting outside for everybody to show up, be a part of the plan. That's my favorite character because I can mention Tall Mayonnaise. Spoilers for Stormlight. He was vague enough. So that wasn't spoilers. Yeah, go read Stormlight Archives. So next week we'll be finishing this book. I'm hesitant to read the chapter titles, but we do this every week, so let's go ahead and do it.
Yeah. Tell me, Alan.
So Blue Carp Street is the next one.
I'm sure somebody gets their ass beat. Continue.
Okay. The Hummingbird's Secret.
Isn't the hummingbird an N?
I don't know. The Hummingbird's Secret.
And
then the final chapter is With the Children Call.
With the what?
With the Children Call.
What is that again?
Those are the ter'angreal, the giant statues.
Oh. They're not going to do anything with them this go around, but wouldn't it be dope if he actually tries and succeeds? Oh, that would be crazy. I don't think he's bold enough yet to try to purify the taint.
Okay.
I don't think he's there yet, but maybe he's crazy enough to go ahead and give it a try because he realizes he needs to set things in motion. What if he does it and succeeds, and it's not that he gets saved by Cat Swain, but she's like, I should have warned him because that's going to do something crazy, like it's going to tear him up, or it's going to shorten his life, or he could have killed himself. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe he successfully tracks down the other two and gets rid of them with no problem.
Chris's mind is racing right now.
That's what's gonna he's not gonna have any problems getting these other two Asha'man because he's gonna have land to help him. He's gonna have, his whole crew to help him. They're not gonna be a problem. They're gonna surprise them. They're gonna be sitting there in their room, like eating their soup or something. And then Rand's gonna knock on the door. They're gonna open the door and realize they don't have any power and can't do anything. And Land's gonna walk in and he's gonna be like, who wants it first? And then they're both just gonna go in slashing and kill those two, no problem. And then Rand's gonna try something crazy with the okay. That's it.
So next week we will not be recording a live episode for everyone. We will be doing a chapter reaction to the final chapter of this book, so you can read before we decide either next Wednesday or Thursday night it's going to be. One of those nights. So either was it that the 20th or the 21st? Yeah, either the 20th or 21st will be the night that we do it for patrons. Record the reaction to the final chapter, and they'll actually do the recording for this the day after Christmas. So yeah.
Hey, we made it through the book by the end of the year, or we will have.
Yeah, we will have. I'm going to tell Ian about all that. So you can read the next two chapters. Just don't read
the one that's got my mind spinning.
Sure. That's the one we're doing live. That's what we're doing live.
I know. I won't touch it. I promise.
Yeah.
Ooh. Hummingbird kisses the honeymoon as a sword. That's what I'm talking about. There we go. This is when they're just gonna go in and like kill the other Ashaman that betrayed Rand. Like this, that part's gonna be easy now. At first, I was concerned with that part. Like I thought it was gonna be a trap. Rand's gonna walk into it. Now I'm like, nah, Rand ain't gonna have a problem with that. His dumb self is gonna try to go and clear. He might actually succeed in cleaning the tank, which is probably falling right into the Dark One's hand. I think he wants it. I think he secretly wants it clean. And that's what's going to be the different about this turn of the world is Rand successfully cleans it.
Okay.
Man.
Interesting.
Okay. And then we're not even continuing anymore. We're going on to a whole nother book.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. So yeah, that's what we're doing next week.
Alan's truly a dark friend.
I am truly different. And then we're not even continuing on with this. We're going flashing back to the next book. Yeah.
We're going to tell another book.
All right, we're going to flash back all the way back to the prologue. New Spring. We're getting Moraine back. You get Moraine back finally.
Well, we knew that was coming. Like
you know you're gonna get New Spring. You know you're gonna get a little more taste of Moraine.
Yeah, I told y'all Moraine was coming back.
So, yeah,
all you doubters, all you haters, Moraine is coming back.
And when we read New Spring, Moraine comes back and we read New Spring. Yes, you were correct.
Yes. I like being right.
I don't know if I can concede or just laugh at you saying that's ridiculous. But anyway, how we can be found is at thewheelreads.com. It is thewheelreads.com, along with our handle everywhere, which is at thewheelreads at any social media platform. Go check us out. Also find links there to our merchandise, get some cool swag, all that fun stuff. Find links to Patreon to come support us. So maybe I can get a new cord so I don't mute half the time during the episode. So I have to be really careful and like it's like a live bomb. I can do that without Patreon money, but it's greatly appreciated for giveaways. I can do more of those. Speaking of giveaways, congratulations, Jake. Jake wins everything. Yeah, he won the last giveaway we did. So yeah, congrats. It was on Twitter. So you guys don't follow us on Twitter or X or whatever they call it these days. I know people don't like that platform anymore, but I still do giveaways on that and everywhere else. So I think next month it's on something else. It is, let's see, giveaways. I'm just going to Discord. So join our Discord. There you go. That'll be next month sometime. At some point. Anyway.
Christmas giveaway?
Have we done a what?
A Christmas giveaway.
I mean, I just did one like a couple weeks ago. Like last week. It was last week. So sure.
I guess that works. Yeah, sure.
I mean, unless you want to give away something.
I was gonna say, like, I haven't given anything away in like a year. No, yeah. Like a year.
Yeah, unless you want to give something away.
Yeah. I need to go to our merch store. How can we go to our merch store again?
You can go to thewheelreads.com and click on store. It'll take you right there.
Wheelreads.com, folk.
Yeah. It's that easy. Find links to our Discord there and join and all that good stuff. So, yeah, fun times.
Is there anything that we haven't given away in a long time? I know we always do the mugs and things.
We gave away merch last time. It was just pick any merch you wanted. Just pick one item.
It's been a long time since we've done floaties.
Yeah. We got a lot of stuff on there. There's a lot of stuff you can give away. But anyway, so that's pretty much all I got for this week. So, until next time?
No. Not yet.
No, not yet. What's up?
No, we're gonna do the floaties tee is no longer on sale for sale. The women's one?
It is. You have to go to the next page.
Oh, all right. We're gonna give away a floaties t-shirt because it's by far my favorite.
Floaties t-shirt. You still waiting for your merch? Yeah, it has been ordered, Azul. So give it time. I don't like to complain about our because they're fans of Wheel of Time. They're great people. And I like to support them a whole lot. Otherwise, I would use something faster, but sometimes they get backed up on orders, and it does take a while from when I order to when it actually comes out. It's not like an Amazon, but it is local. I say local. It's small business, not local. It's not local to me, but it's small business and it's in the community. So
we support. So yeah, I'm giving away that. So we're gonna do a floaties t-shirt, and
okay.
yeah, and we're gonna do a hat. So I'll do 2 items.
How do people win? Tell us how they win. What do they have to do?
How do we win?
What do they have to do?
Joining the Discord is not fair to those people that are already part of the Discord.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Maybe during the live reaction, we'll give away a keyword. Oh, that's not fair.
That's for patrons only.
Yeah, so we'll do the hat for patrons only.
Okay,
we'll
the hat
do
for
keyword.
Okay.
And then for the t-shirt, let's do have we done a Facebook giveaway in a long time?
It's been a while.
Let's do a Facebook giveaway for the shirt.
Okay. I'll make a post on Facebook. Actually, you have access to Facebook. You make a post.
Sure.
You can do it. You have access to our Facebook.
I've never logged into our Facebook.
You have full access.
I know I do. It's horrible. I'll do it. Anyway, I'm doing it right now.
Okay. Sounds great.
Zul, I need you to tell me how people are winning this. Anyway.
All right.
Until next time.
Peace.
Okay, bye.
I'm not even ready. I fail at my job. Thank you for watching The Wheel Reads.
Until next time.
Okay, bye.
Get your Coast Guard certified life-saving device ready and strapped on.
Where are we going tonight?
What kind of strap on you talking about?
Sure.